All right, folks, it is time for the real-time simulation. Let's boogie through it like we have no tomorrow. Let's jump right into it. Boom. There we go. We're going to be looking at the Mythics and Coyotes. The Reapers and the Captains are our first two games to get started at this point. We did finish up our ball game between the Bears and the Whistlers. You guys just watched that. 11-10 is the final score. In extra innings, the Whistlers come back and walk it off on a Butts-Carlton double, scoring in 2 runs. The Mythics have scored a run on a walk, and the Coyotes have answered with a ground out, scoring in Springsteen. And it's officially tied 1-1 as they go to the top of the second. There we go. I need a Scooby snack. Yes. Oh, you want to hit for the cycle tonight? Oh my gosh. It's a bribe. You don't do it because you like me. You just want something from me. George Brett hits a solo homer for the Reapers. They now lead 1-0 over the Captains in the top of the second as they now go to the bottom of the second over there. Both of our ball games are heading into what looks to be the third inning. Yes, they are. And we shall speed it up a little bit. The Reapers have gotten another run on an Amir Andrews double, scoring in Con, and a George Brett double has scored in Andrews. Giancarlo Stanton has hit a grand slam for the Mythics. That's his 4th home run of the regular season. Mythics now lead 5-1. Reapers now lead 3-0. Top of the 4th we go for both ball clubs. That's the away teams in the leads. Mythics trying to score here in the top of the 4th. And the answer is no. Hey, if I was going to give you a Scooby snack for the heck of it, I wouldn't be sliding it to you. That's true. The indication was the sliding part. That's very true. Oh, by the way, I wanted to do one quick little change. While I'm sitting here, I want to make this go as games start and I'm missing out on stuff. Hold on one second. I wanted to do that. Alrighty, what happened? Mythics get a sacrifice fly from Jody Weed, scoring Cordoba. They now lead 6-1. Reapers on a Rocco Labastra ground out scores Pablo Sanchez. That was a fielder's choice, by the way. They now lead 4-0. 6-1 and 4-0 as our scores. We go to the top of the 7th, I believe, almost for both ball games. The Cacti and Queens and the Giants and Goats have started up their ball games. Mikey Thomas hits his home run number 3 of the regular season. Stephanie Morgan grounded out, scoring Musial, and Gail Brewer doubles home Phillips. It's now officially 3-0 Cacti over the Queens. And then the Goats and Giants both are now tied up at 1 each. Ikaika Knock hit a solo homer for the Goats, and Raquel Cullen doubled in OBP for the Giants to make it 1-1. We're going to the top of the 8th. The Reapers are having a great outing from Xavier Zicafus. 4-0 is the score over there. They're still leading the Captains, and that's a good team. Sam Hopper hits a solo homer for the Coyotes. Number 1 of the season for Sam Hopper. They're now down 6-2 in that score over there. The Captains had a good chance to score, but they are... No, I'm sorry. That was the Reapers' chance to score, but they are thwarted by the Captains. It's now 4-0 over in the Cacti versus Queens game as Stan Musial hits home run number 2 of the regular season, and the Cacti now lead again 4-0. Make that 4-1 as Chris Jardine hits a single, scoring in Screwball. 4-1 is the score over there. Will Hunt has doubled home 2 runs, and the Coyotes are now down by 2. Cutie Pie has hit a solo homer for the Captains in the bottom of the 9th. That's their first run of the ball game. That is not going to be off of Zicafus, who goes 8 innings, 11 strikeouts for a number 2 starting pitcher, by the way, chat. Wait, I'm facing the wrong way. I haven't done it yet. That's what I wanted to do with the webcam. My apologies. There we go. Continuing the sim. The Captains are down to their final out. Mike Trout hits a 2-run homer, tying the ball game between the Coyotes and the Mythics in the bottom of the 8th. They are now tied 6-6. Xavier Zicafus gets the win as the Reapers take down the Captains. George Brett hits career home run number 100. It's because we have some of his pro career years in our system, okay? It's not that big of a deal. Ikaika Knock has singled home a run for the Goats. They now lead 2-1 over the Giants, and the Queens have gotten a run on a ground out by Honus Wagner, scoring in Felix Grant. Score over there is 4-2. Mythics and Coyotes tied up at 6 in the top of the 9th. And of course, as we've seen from the other situation, Giants and Goats, it's 2-1 over there. Mythics have taken a huge lead. Swole Joel hit a single scoring in Bird, and then Mason Griffiths hit a 3-run homer. It's now officially 10-6. 10-6 in that ball game. Make that 11-6 as Sal Cordoba hits a sacrifice fly. That scored in Annie Frazier. It's now 11-6 Mythics. Make that 12-6 Mythics. Giancarlo Stanton hits his second homer of the ball game, 5th of the regular season. Finn is ready to throw inside, make the armadillos curl up in their shells. Exactly. Finley Finster versus Andrew Alexander. That'll be a game later on in the evening. Grief von Hastig has singled home Chris Jardine. The Cacti now only lead 4-3 against the Queens. Bottom of the ninth we go. Final chance here for the Coyotes. They were tied to 6-6, but now they are down 12-6. Stan Musial has hit home run number 3 of the regular season, 2nd of the ball game, and the Cacti now lead 6-3 over the Queens. Mike Trout has had another. No, they finished the ball game. 6-12 is the final score. Mythics take down the Coyotes. A very big game there in the late stages of that ball game. Stephanie Morgan has hit home run number 1 of the regular season, and the Cacti now lead 7-3 against the Queens. Make that 8-3 as Keisha Phillips tacks on her first home run of the regular season. Jackie Wells has given the Owls a lead over the Ducks as they are in the top of the first. That's a single for Jackie Wells against, scoring Cinnamon Roll, I believe. Justin Ferns has singled home Pseudonym, and the Armadillos take an early 1-0 lead against the Frogs. That's just unfortunate because of Pseudonym. That's all Pseudonym right about there, unfortunately. Our scores so far, 8-3. Cacti over the Queens, 2-1. That's the Goats over the Giants. Luann Louie has tripled home Alex Murray. Runners on the corners, nobody out for the Frogs. Bases loaded, sacrifice fly scores a run. 2 outs. Crittenden. Frogs hoping to get more than 2, and they will. A double by Adalbert Crittenden. And the Frogs now lead 4-1. Goats get an Ivan Rodriguez 2-run homer. And the Goats now lead over the Giants 4-1. And then Mikey Thomas hits home run number 4 of the regular season. His second homer of the ball game. It's now 9-3 in favor of the Cacti. So some pretty big ball games now for the offensive teams at this point. Cacti have scored 9. Jose Miranda hits a solo homer for the Armadillos. That cuts the lead down to 2 for the Frogs. Naomi Murray is able to get out of the second. No, sorry. Finley Finster is able to get out of the second inning otherwise unscathed. Hey, would you look at that? Vinny the Gooch has hit home run number 2 of the regular season, and the Owls have a 3-run lead in the top of the third. You down with BYP has hit a solo homer. That's his second homer of the regular season as well. The Giants are now down 4-2, and then the Cacti are now leading 10-3 on a Gale Brewer solo homer, number 2 of the regular season for Gale Brewer. Right, Tim Gross. I need to get that audio too. I've got it on my computer. I can get that plugged in sometime down the road, probably tomorrow. Jumbo Jimbo has grounded out, scoring in Greg Lake, and the Ducks have their first run of the ball game. Juan Brown hits a sacrifice fly, scoring in Olafson. The Goats now lead 5-2. And Chris Jardine has singled home Miami, unlucky, and that has given the Queens their 4th run of the ball game. They're still down by 6, though. And now they're down by 3. Grief von Hastig, 2 for 4 of a homer and 4 RBIs. He hits a 3-run shot. It's now 10-7 in favor of the Cacti still. Sonia Hagen has given the Owls a 3-run lead in the top of the 4th as she hits a solo home run, and that is now her first of the regular season. Top of the 9th we go between the Cacti and the Queens. It's still 10-7 over there. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Last hopes for the Queens. They're down by 3. They've got a runner on second. That's May Mortabito. Slambino singles. Honus Wagner grounds into a fielder's choice. Oh, they totally ruined that opportunity. They had runners on first and third with nobody out. They got the fielder's choice to score 1, picked off the runner at first base, and then they couldn't get anything else. And it will be a loss as the Queens fall 10-8 to the Cacti. So the offense came through. Now the pitching staff didn't come through. Armadillos have gotten their third run of the ball game on a Jose Miranda single, scoring in Verl. Hold on one second. I just need to make sure that everything else is going okay. We're going to have to try to run through this as fast as possible. Nothing else happening across the league. We're into the bottom of the 8th between the Giants and the Goats. It's still 5-2 in favor of the Goats. Frank Thomas has hit a solo homer for the Ducks. That's his second home run of the regular season. Star Moonbeam singles home a run for the Giants. They're now down by 2 as it's 5-3. Yeah, the Queens get 8 runs and lose, which means, of course, yeah, you're getting no runs tomorrow. Juan Espinoza singles in 2 runs for the Frogs. They now lead 6-3. Can the Giants keep the inning alive and keep going? No. Mike Schmidt flies out, and that will retire the side. They'll go to the top of the 9th. The Goats are still leading the Giants 5-3. 1, 2, 3. Go the Goats. Bottom of the 9th we are. We are into the bottom of the 9th. Final opportunities here for the Giants. Can they do something about this? They've got a runner on first base, runner on first and second. And we'll pause there for a second. Tony Gwynn has grounded out, giving the Nobles a 1-0 lead against the Rockets. That's a huge game right there, by the way. That's a 2-2 Nobles team versus a 3-1 Rockets team, right? 3-1-1 Rockets, and the Nobles are 3-2. So that's a big matchup right there. Cinnamon Roll has singled home Piazza and Payne. That gives the Bats a 2-0 lead over the Cluckers as they start up their ball game. Bottom of the 9th, and here come the Giants. It's a fielder's choice for Gerald Freeman. That gives them a 1-run deficit with runners on the corner and 1 down. The Giants have a chance with Eric LeBeau. Box scores, Brent. S at the end. Can the Giants do it? Eric LeBeau strikes out swinging, and Star Moonbeam is retired. The Goats salvage their win. 5-4 is the final score. Barbara Jones doubles home 2 runs, and the Rockets have taken a 4-1 lead. Ken Griffey Jr. hits home run number 4, a 2-run shot, and the Frogs have taken a 7-3 lead in a wild pitch scoring in yours truly. It's 4-1 Rockets, 7-3 Frogs. Boom Boom McBroom has doubled home Wade Beers. The Bats now lead 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Danny Padilla has singled home. Oh, wow, lots happened right there. Danny Padilla singled home Chuck Norris, and then Adalbert Crittenden singled home 2 more. The Frogs now lead 10-3 over the Armadillos. Juan Barrios reached on an air, scoring in Jumbo Jimbo, and the game is now tied between the Owls and the Ducks 4-4. Bases loaded for the Ducks, by the way, in that matchup. Jose Payne has hit a 2-run homer for the Bats. They now lead 5-0. Let's see if the Ducks can do something about it. No, man, Doran Elmer has been a little bit of a disappointment so far this season. Good defensively, but the offense has been a little bit of a problem. Crash Davis has grounded out, scoring in Smith. I believe that's not Felix Smith. Who is that? Which Smith is this, by the way? Oh, yes, Danny Smith. Danny Smith. That gives the Cluckers only a 4-run deficit to make up for, unfortunately. Top of the 8th we go. Vinny the Gooch. Vinny the Gooch hits his second home run of the ball game, 3rd of the season, and the Owls retake the lead here in the top of the 8th. 5-4 is the score over there. Frogs are having an interesting situation over there in the bottom of the 7th. Heather Quinn hits a sacrifice fly. The Owls now lead 6-4. Man, now I really have to get that Vinny the Gooch quote. It's begging for it now. Hughes on first, hits a sacrifice fly. Frogs, after the Chuck Norris 2-run homer, are now leading 13-3 against the Armadillos. Well, I don't think you need to worry about Finster at this point. I rock this. I think he's going to do just fine. Top of the 9th we go. Rockets extend their lead on a Barbara Jones double, scoring in Torb Jorbison. That means the Nobles are in a little bit of a bad strait at this point. Ducks are down to their final 3 outs of the ball game. 1, 2. They got a runner on. DeGamer is retired. That is the ball game. The Owls take down the Ducks 6-4 is the final score. Heroic performance from Vinny the Gooch. His 2 home runs in the ball game, 3 RBIs, and that helped propel the Owls to that 6-4 victory. Bottom of the 8th, we go between the Frogs and the Armadillos. The Armadillos are down by 10. 13-3 is the score over there. In the top of the 6th, the Nobles are retired. They're down 5-1. And then the Bats have gotten another run, I believe. Bats scored a run on a Mike Piazza ground out, scoring in Beers, and then the Cluckers got a run on a ground out from Danny Smith, scoring in Robinson. The box scores are not updating in real time? Wait, what? Oh, not so much in real time. They update every single, I believe it's like 15 to 30 seconds. I could change that. Yeah, they're updating every single 30 seconds. If I do it too often, our game buffers too much. But I'll do 15, and that'll make it be almost real time. But it should be updating here in just a second, so it should be pretty good. All right, Julie Beck has hit a solo homer for the Frogs. They now lead 14-3. Unless it got turned off. No, it's activated. Pete Wheeler has hit a 2-run homer for the Admirals. They take a 2-0 lead over the Trains. J.C. Swishman has singled. He got thrown out at second, but he did score Davis. And the Cluckers are now only down by 3. Runners have advanced on a wild pitch for the Armadillos. Oh, they've gotten a couple of runs, but that's going to be it. They do get 2 runs in the top of the 9th. Justin Fern and a wild pitch scored in Nelson and Nim, but that will be it. The Frogs win 14-5. Wait, it still shows them being in the bottom of the 1st? Hold on. That's not right. Okay, now it just updated. I think now it literally just updated. Because I see it updated correctly right about now. So maybe, yeah, I think it literally just updated. That was either we simmed really fast or the game was not sending the update correctly for a second there. Alrighty, Rockets extend their lead to 6-1. And the Bats, still holding on to their 6-3 lead, make that 6-4. Vic Souffle singles in Clark. Roman a day grounds out, scoring in Page. The Trains have their first run of the ball game over there. Nobles trying to get a run here in the top of the 7th, but they are retired. And nothing happening, unfortunately, for them. Into the bottom of the 7th for both of our top 2 games. Mike Piazza has given the Bats their 3-run lead, and Hammer Longballow makes it 4. It's now 8-4 in favor of the Bats. Top of the 8th we go for both of our top ball games. Nothing else has been happening across the boards, and the Rockets are having a great pitchers outing here from Reddit. Ty Cobb is a solo homer for the Admirals. They now lead 3-1. J.C. Swishman singles home Danny Smith. The Cluckers are now, again, only down by 3. The Admirals tack on another run by a Billie Jean Blackwood single, and that's going to be the ball game for the Rockets and Nobles. Grand slam for Alejandro Arellano. That's now officially a 10-1 ball game between the Nobles and the Rockets. That game is done. That is a done ball game. Andrew Page hits a solo homer for the Trains, his first of the regular season. It's now a 4-2 deficit for the Trains over there. The Nobles are retired 1-2-3, I believe, in the top of the 9th. Reddit gets the win. Billy Douglas gets the loss. And the Nobles fall 10-1 to the Rockets. And the Cluckers have been taken down by the Bats. 8-5 is the final score. Nancy Chin outduels Fred Rogers. That's an 8-5 win for the Bats. That's a tough one for Fred Rogers. You've got the Bats. That's like your second game of the season. Even if it's the third game of the season, that's still really rough. Roland McPoley has given the Trains their 3rd run of the ball game. Felix Martinez gives the Kings their first against the Warlocks. We're going to go ahead and speed it up here just a little bit so we can try to get through stuff here quickly. Yes, Alex Murray stealing 5 bases in one game, mostly because I'm assuming he had some walks, I'm assuming. No walks, just got on by what, fielder's choices? Oh, 2 hit by pitches, that's why. That explains it. All right, here we go. Here comes all the runs. Wally Evans has singled home a run for the Kings. That gives them a 2-0 lead. Roman Aday has hit home run number 2. That has tied up the ball game, but not before Cash Considerations hit a 2-run homer. The Admirals now have a 6-4 lead. Gary Allen singled home Fernandez. That's now giving the Ninjas a 1-0 lead over the Pioneers. Yes, that is impressive that he was 1 for 4 and still managed to get 5 stolen bases. Ricky Henderson gives the Pioneers a lead here in the top of the 3rd on a 2-run home run. And we are into the 7th inning between the Admirals and the Trains. The Admirals are retired. The Trains up to bat next here. I'm rooting for the Trains. They really could use some love at this point. They need some help. Yes, getting beamed twice does help you get on base. Yes, it does. Top of the 8th, sorry, bottom of the 8th we go between the Trains and the Admirals. Roman Aday up against Tiffany Bosworth. He will ground out. An error allows a runner and a 2-run home run. Greasy Utley hits a 2-run homer for the Trains. That ties up the ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. That's a huge clutch hit right there by Greasy Utley. They'll go to the top of the 9th, and Scruffy has a chance to be able to get potentially a tie or a win if they can get through the 9th and 10th inning at this point. You know who's not happy of Murray's 5 stolen bases? Ricky Henderson. Ricky hates that. Oh, I totally agree. Ricky Henderson is having a season, by the way, folks. If you don't know how good of a season Ricky Henderson is having, he has 10 stolen bases already in 6 ball games. He is routinely stealing 2 or 3 bases a game. So, yeah. Get good, I guess. Well, it took me this long to get 5. So, the only reason why I have 10 stolen bases is because I had 5 today. So, that's the only reason why. I caught up, basically. Alrighty. Bottom of the 9th we go. Last chance here for the Trains to walk it off. They got a runner. Nope, they will not get it. They'll go to extras. Jerry Santillan singles home Henderson, and that gives the Pioneers a 3-1 lead. Admirals looking for the lead here. Cash Consideration singles home Ty Cobb, and it's going to be a 7-6 lead for the Admirals. Can they get 8? No. If you can steal 5, why can't Ricky? I mean, he probably can too. He just hasn't had the most opportunities, although he's gonna have opportunities today. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, so get good. Bottom of the 10th we go. Final opportunity here for the Trains. They're down by 1. Top of the 7th we go. The Warlocks have gotten, bottom of the 7th we go. The Warlocks have gotten their first run of the ball game on a double by Sejuan Jones. They've got runners on 2nd and 3rd. Bottom of the 10th. Trains down to their final 2 outs as Marina Luna's out. A single, and that's going to do it. Roman Aday gets the single to get the tying run home. That's Page. And then Roland McPoley singles home Roman Aday, and the Trains walk off the Admirals in the bottom of the 10th. And that is why we do the runner on 2nd. That is why we do the runner on 2nd, because if you get a run in the top of the 10th, the other team is probably going to get a run in the bottom of the 10th. You need 2. Away we go. The Warlocks have tied the ball game and taken the lead on a ground out fielder's choice and a sacrifice fly. We go to the top of the 8th. The Kings are now down 3-2. Top of the 6th as well between the Pioneers and the Ninjas. Felix Martinez ties up the ball game between the Kings and the Warlocks. It's now officially 3-3 over there. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. The Warlocks trying to get some runs here in the bottom of the inning. Timmy Unger's hit by a pitch. Another hit by pitch. Okay, I might need to look at how many hit by pitches we've had in the season so far. That might be a little bit ridiculous, and I might need to dial it back. Ground out for Belladonna Brown. Sejuan Jones, chance to give the Warlocks a lead, and he will not be able to capitalize. Top of the 9th we go. Felipe Torres gets 2 outs. And a solo homer for Wally Evans gives the Kings a 4-3 lead. Hitty Ball hits home run number 3. Hitty Ball now has 3 on the regular season, on pace for 22 by the end of the season. And the Ninjas are now down by 1. 3-2 is the score over there. Alrighty, bottom of the 9th we go. The Warlocks need 1 run to tie, 2 to win. They get the runner to third base. I think they got caught trying to take second on the play, though. It'll be all down to Bradford Smart against Gretchen Hasselhoff. Runner on third base. That's the tying run. Go ahead. The tying run's at third. Winning run at home plate. Can Bradford Smart do something about this matchup? Runner on third. That's, again, tying run. Full count. Pitch to Smart. Smart singles home the run. Tie ball game. 4-4 is the score. Little Timmy Unger, chance to play the hero now. He could get a single and maybe score in the run. Nope. Fielder's choice will retire the side. We go to extras. Extra innings we go. 4-4 is the score. Top of the 10th we are. And we'll see what happens in that ball game here in just a second. Bottom of the 8th as well for the Pioneers and Ninjas. 3-2 is the score over there. A double scores a run for the Kings. They now lead 5-4. Nobody out, and Felix Martinez up to bat. He grounds into a fielder's choice that they get the out at home, but a sacrifice fly for Ricardo Coba gives the Kings a 6-4 lead. 6-4 is the score. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Final opportunity here now. The Warlocks need 2 runs to tie, 3 runs to win. Naleu, the first batter here in the bottom of the 10th, strikes out swinging. Tammy Lee is the next one. Tammy Lee is retired, and the next one is retired as well. The Kings come back in the top of the 10th to take the game. 6-4 is the final score. Hurricane has given the Ninjas a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 8th. A single by Hurricane scores Allen and Benson, and the Pioneers are now looking at a deficit as they go to the top of the 9th. Opportunity now for Williams and the Ninjas to get a win against the Pioneers. 1 out. Second. 1-2 pitch, 2-2 pitch. And second. Full count pitch. Strikes out swinging. It's all down to Joey Cumberbatch. Can Cumberbatch keep the game alive? No, the answer is no. Ninjas come back to win it with a 2-run. In fact, they scored 3 unanswered runs to get the win against the Oregon Pioneers, who were looking fairly unstoppable by most standards. Great job by a bunch of teams. Our standings after all of that is going to look like this. Congratulations to 3 organizations, the Bats, the Whistlers, and the Frogs, the only teams with 5 wins after we get through 6 games. Well done, everyone. Those were some really good ball games, some good comebacks, some good extra innings. I don't think we technically had a tie today. I think everybody played until somebody won. Yeah, no ties. Everybody had good baseball games. The one we watched was great. The RTSs were good. The Rockets are going to hold on to the lead in the Sunny Day League by that tie alone. Otherwise, the Pioneers, the Cacti, are also right on their heels. And then the Reapers and Kings also looking pretty good as well. I know it's sad to see Maya have the meltdown. It was a great game, though. That was a back and forth battle. And you just got to tip your cap to both ball clubs and say, all right, just come back out in the next game and try to do it all over again. Not lose, but, play your hearts out, basically. Some fantastic performances out there by everybody so far. We still have multiple batters hitting over 400. One person, though, stands above the rest, batting over 500 right now, and that is Wade Beers. Currently batting 522, 600, 913. That's an OPS of 1.513. Not as good as he was last year, but it's still very impressive. The home runs are not happening yet. The walks are a little bit more, I think, than we expected. But the home runs are going to have to catch up. But Wade Beers is having an excellent season so far. He is still I'm sorry, no. Technically, Jody Weed is beating you on the WAR right now. Jody Weed is going to prove a challenger this season. We'll see what happens as the Mythics catcher wants to be able to prove the doubters wrong and prove that she was a better pickup at this point. Otherwise, Murray's Frogs, Baseball Bats, and the Whistlers, which we need a first name for the Whistlers, by the way, guys. We need a first name for them. A lot of really good squads out here, guys.